Welcome to another episode of What the Hell. Today I'm going to be reviewing this XTAR VP4 lithium ion battery charger. I scored this on eBay for around 15 bucks. So I was lucky. This is a very minimalist, very basic battery charger. It's only for lithium ion. It doesn't charge nickel metal hydride or NiCad. So it pretty much charges everything but lithium iron phosphate, unfortunately. So here's the specs. Max charge current is 1 amp, and that's only on the outer two banks of the charger. So here are the battery sizes. It will support up to 32650 and as small as a 10440. It says here applies to 3.6 volts and 3.7 volts. So that's just your basic lithium ion batteries, not the lithium iron phosphate, which would be 3.2 volts. And there's not much in the package. It's basically just a charger and the adapter. And with this kit, it came with this car adapter. And that's it. The charger is very basic. You got 4 LEDs and a single button to change the current. Build quality is bordering on cheap. It's very lightweight. Input is 12 volt at 1 amps. You got vents all around to help cool the charger. And according to specs, it will terminate the charge when the temperature rises 15 degrees Celsius from ambient, if I read that correctly. So let's power this up. So the default is half amp when you first power it up, and the two outer banks supports a max of 1 amp. The inside two banks supports a maximum of half an amp. And when you put the battery on these outside banks, it will default to 1 amp. And then when you press the button, you can switch it to quarter amp, half amp, and the 1 amp. But the moment you put any battery on these two inside banks, it will step down the charge to half an amp, and pressing the button will switch between quarter amp and half amp only. So that's one limitation of this charger. And then the moment you remove the battery, you can go back to 1 amp. So that's 1 amps per bank, not for both banks. And then the LED status switches to red when it's charging, and then it switches back to green once it's done charging. Now what I find is if you set the charge current to 1 amp, the voltage will still terminate at 4.2, but as soon as you remove the battery from the charger, the voltage will drop down to 4.18 within a few minutes. So this battery charger is very conservative in how the max charge voltage it will apply to the batteries, which is good for the longevity of the battery. But if you want to have the maximum charge put in the batteries, this charger is probably not it. But to me, it's okay charger. So it will be much more easier on the life of the battery if it's slightly undercharging it. So after a few minutes, it drops down to 4.18 volts out of the charger, and then after two days, the voltage has dropped to 4.16, around 4.16. And the charger does apply a trickle charge. I'm not sure what the current is at trickle charge. So depending on how long you leave the battery on after it's fully charged. See, this one, these batteries have been fully charged already, so the charge is terminated already. So you can see the voltage has now dropped to 4.18. That's the resting voltage of the battery. But after 2 days, charge voltage has dropped another or to 4.16 volts. And it seems to have stabilized around that voltage. Overall, this is a basic charger that I can recommend to anybody who wants just a basic. It's very simple to learn. It's just a single button that you need to press for changing current. And it didn't cost me that much. The only thing I would change about it is that it supported the lithium iron phosphate batteries. Other than that, this would have been a complete charger. All right, until next time, see ya.